For this recipe, you'll need 1 pound of chicken or half a kg. Add 1 tablespoon of paprika to it. I like the smoky kind of paprika. You can use the normal one, but smoky tastes better. Come in with 1 teaspoon of salt. Followed by half a teaspoon of garlic powder. If you don't have garlic powder, just use fresh garlic. A pinch of pepper, and mix it all up. So for this, I have taken a ceramic pan. You can use a cast iron pan. It tastes way better in a cast iron. I just didn't have one at hand, so I used a ceramic. Add about 2 tablespoons of oil, and make sure your burner is on high, because you don't want the chicken to hit the oil when the oil is not hot enough. Adding the marinated chicken to the oil, putting it on fast forward. So after you place the chicken, don't touch it or move it around. Just wait till you see the sides kind of turn a little bit whiter, and then turn the chicken around, because you need it to sear really well. The more it sears, the more it tastes better, really. Place it in a plate or bowl, or whichever is easier, and make sure that you cover the chicken so it rests and it kind of soaks up all the juices. I've got a really nice sear, if you can look at that one right there. All the hot smoke is fogging up the camera screen. Okay, so here it is being covered. I let it sit for about 20 minutes. To the pan that the chicken cooked in, I'm taking about 1 package of baby portobello mushrooms. It came pre-cut. If you can't find portobello mushrooms, just use anything you can find. But mushrooms also taste the same, really. Do not add salt to the mushrooms. It'll leak all the water and get soggy, so cook it without the salt. Take half an onion while the mushrooms are cooking and dice it really fine. Once the mushrooms all cooked, add the onions to the mushrooms. Mix it so that you try to get all the burnt bits and the chicken juices incorporated into the onions and the mushroom. After adding the onions, make sure that your flame is not on high anymore and it's on medium. Grate 2 cloves of garlic and make sure that the garlic is cooked thoroughly. You want to add about half a teaspoon of rosemary. Fresh rosemary always tastes better. I really couldn't find it near me, so I just went in with the dried. Now we add around half a teaspoon of thyme leaves. And finally, about half a tablespoon of oregano leaves. You want to give this a good stir and let it cook so it gets incorporated into the onions and the mushrooms. After that's done, you want to use half and half. I do not have half and half, so I used about half a cup of heavy cream and half a cup of milk. I wouldn't use all heavy cream because that's really thick, and once the juice is reduced down, it'll be thicker than you'd like it to be. So that's why I come in with milk. If you don't have heavy cream, evaporated milk works well too. Add the salt right now. We've seasoned the chicken, but we haven't seasoned the sauce yet, so this is the time. Give it a good mix. Alright, so finally we come in with sharp cheddar. You can use Parmesan cheese too. After adding it to the sauce, just give it a good mix and let it come to a boil. The cheese really helps thicken the sauce. So once it comes up to a boil, you want to start adding your chicken. Half of that one was in my stomach. I could not resist. It was really good. Turn the chicken around and let it soak up all that sauce. After the chicken hits it, it doesn't really take too long or much time to finish the dish. Just let it be on the heat for about 5 minutes. And so we're coming to the second part of the dish. It is the basmati rice. I know each one has their way of making rice, but this is how we make it in India. So we take the rice first and we rinse it at least a minimum of 4 times to get the starch out. I know y'all are thinking that's crazy, but it tastes better without all that starch. It doesn't need it. Trust me, try basmati rice this way. So I'm rinsing it out. I usually rinse it in lukewarm water and then I let the basmati rice soak in hot water for about half an hour. So take a pan and put some water in. You don't have to measure the water, it should just be a little lesser than full. Close it and make sure you bring it up to a boil. There we have it. Once it's boiling, we drain the water that the basmati rice has soaked in and we put the rice in. So the rice is cooked in medium-high flame for about 7 minutes and then we drain the excess water in the colander. Taking a small little cup and I'm filling it with the basmati rice. Make sure you pat it down to take out all the spaces in it so you get a nice little cone when you turn it around. Oh, it's so hot on my hands. The rice was cooked really well. So to the rice, I am going to add about 3 drops of lime. Okay, maybe 5-6 drops of lime. A pinch of pepper and a pinch of salt. You can also have a salad underneath. I like it with basmati rice more, so that's why I used it. Salt. And time for the chicken. I am trying to get my plating to look better, so I am sorry if it's not that good. Alright guys, there you have it. My cheesy mushroom chicken and rice.